used to think the Fujifilm X100T and its siblings, like before or after it, it was just like that one camera to rule them all. I know, that's a bold claim. It's like saying oat milk tastes the same as milk. But at the time, I believed it. It was, what, almost 10 years now since the T came out, and eventually I upgraded to the 6. I'm not regretting it. It's a great camera all around, lovely. It's great for street photographers that chases decisive moments. It's also good for casual folks who just want a travel camera and also looks good at the same time. Basically anyone with a pulse who wants a good looking camera that's able to take nice photos. I thought this was the camera. And to be fair, it has like everything. Premium quality, the size is great, form factor is small, and a lens that just works. 35mm is not too tight, it's not too wide. It's also got like a built-in ND filter, leaf shutter for you to be like stealthy on the street. There's also like a flash built into the camera, although not like amazing, but hey, it works. It's just like a Swiss Army knife of camera. That just happens to also kind of fit inside your jacket pocket, maybe not your pants, or if you want to put a strap around it, and hey, that's gonna be going everywhere with you. But here's the thing, what was once too good to be true now just feels too expensive to be worth it. That's not sugarcoated. The X100 series has gotten stupidly expensive. Sure, if you get it at retail, great, but most of the time you'll be getting it with markup that could possibly fund someone's down payment for a used Toyota Corolla. Either that or you have to wait for months until Fujifilm ships it again. And even if you do score one, it's still a premium product that's just out of most people's budget, which just makes the camera really hard for me to recommend, no matter how much I do love it for nostalgic reason mostly, because I started with the X100T. But even back then, I wasn't a beginner photographer. I just needed some fun tool and camera to bring around with me when I'm not working, and the X100T made sense back then. And that's before I discovered the Ricoh GR series. But then again, once upon a time, this was a very niche down camera for enthusiasts or street photographers, or for working photographers like me and you that just needed something fun to play around with whenever we're not just like, you know, at work. But now this is more like a fashion accessory, a collector's item, a camera that is more famous than function for the average user. But the irony to this is that this is great, but the greatness comes with a price tag of $2,000. And that feels less inspiration and more like inflation to me, at least. Like if I were to sell this camera right now, I'll still be able to make a bit of profit on this. It's weird, but hey, I'm not complaining. It's also sold out everywhere right now, and I ordered mine on the day of. It did not arrive until like 8 months later. And as a matter of fact, one time I brought the camera out just to eat with my friend because I was just, decided to bring it and document the day. And the waiter of the restaurant realized that I was carrying a Fujifilm X100VI, and he was like, hey, if you ever consider selling the camera, maybe he'd be a potential buyer for this. And I wondered whether or not I'll be able to just, down to sell it to him at the spot. And that's how popular and hyped up this camera is right now. And no, I'm not saying that you definitely shouldn't get this camera if you're a beginner photographer. It's just a camera that I wouldn't recommend to beginner photographers, especially when you're just starting out and learning things here and there. And let's be honest, one of the biggest hype about this camera is because that is hot. It looks like Leica's younger, more affordable cousin. The kind of camera that you usually get compliments from a stranger in a coffee shop. Yes, that still happens to me. People misplace this, like they think I have a Leica when I don't, which is a bit awkward. But here's the cold truth. Just because the camera looks beautiful doesn't mean your photography is gonna look beautiful right away. Aesthetics don't replace alignment. If the focal length, style, the way you shoot don't match, it'll just collect dust right on the shelf beside the guitar that you swear that you'll learn during a lockdown. Now let's break it down a little bit. The Fujifilm X100 series It's not a jack of all trade kind of camera. It's a very specific niched camera. It's a very good 35mm fixed lens camera. No swapping lenses, no excuses. And that's why when you hear people complain, oh, why is it not like 50? Why is it not like 28? Why can't I change like focal length? But you're kind of missing the point. And I mean, you can technically do like a converter to make it telephoto or make it wider. But honestly, if you're looking to swap lenses, this is not the camera to get. There's a lot more affordable and better options out there if you want like a interchangeable lenses camera. And yes, the 35mm is very versatile. It's great for street, it's great for travel, lifestyle, just everyday snapshot. It's perfect for those. But if you love portraits, well, I do like shooting portraits with the 35 here and there, but maybe wildlife, astrophotography, then you're most likely gonna have a bad time with this camera. Now, when I first got into photography, everyone told me to get the 50mm. It's like, oh, you have to have this lens. This is like so good and just like blah, 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 which I did because I was using a Canon Rebel XS back then, which is like APS-C sensor, I believe. And then I transformed the 50 to like more like an 80mm, which I did not like at all. I mean, it's great for portrait, but I was just not into that like super blur background and just like you don't see the environment. I love to have like some sort of environment in my shot, even for portraits. But honestly, if back then I was using a full frame, I would love the 50 for sure, but definitely not the 80 when I was first starting out. So I don't want people who just started learning about photography make the same exact mistake that I made. And that is exactly why I can't recommend the Fujifilm 106 to most beginner photographers. If I were to start over, I'll tell myself to get a very cheap camera body and a kit lens that can zoom. And you just go out, shoot everything, try everything, and just use the zoom lens and just play around with all of the different focal lengths on there until finally you feel something connected, that you feel right, that you like the focal length that you're shooting at, and you just know, okay, this is the focal length that you love, that you feel comfortable, that you just you bond with. Then get a prime lens for that focal length. And if that focal length happen to be the 35, maybe commit and invest something like the X100 series. Or let's go back all the way to the top again. Like maybe don't get a camera with a zoom kit lens. Just start using your film. There are different focal lengths on your film nowadays, and just play around with them. Start shooting and figure out which focal lengths that you like before getting yourself into the X100 series. Because if you skip all of the steps, then you're basically gambling. It actually took me a while to figure out that my favorite focal length is the 35mm when I first started learning photography. So don't just grab the X100 series because everyone tells you to. Luck is definitely not a financial strategy. So again, if you want to test the waters, maybe like tape your kit lens, zoom lens into like 35 and just start shooting. If you like it, great. Maybe commit yourself to the X100 series if you really want to. Or try it with your film, like just change the settings of your main camera, so whenever you open up your main camera, it's at the 35mm focal length, and just start shooting with that all the time. And if you hate it, congratulations, you just save yourself $2,000. The truth is, you don't need a Fujifilm X100 series to fall in love with photography. There are just so many affordable ways to start, like an old film camera, maybe it's a tiny point and shoot back in the days, even your phone would work. Or perhaps it's an older mirrorless camera with an old prime lens. It's just sitting at a corner collecting dust. And if you really want like a fixed lens vibe, but not the Fujifilm, check out the Ricoh. I feel like Ricoh has come a long way, and actually, believe it or not, I feel like if I started with a Ricoh in the first place, maybe with the second generation, I wouldn't even gotten into the Fujifilm. That's how I feel like right now. If I have to recommend a camera for a working photographer, maybe not for beginner photographer, still, I'll go with the Ricoh. There's also the Leica Q series, the Sony RX1, I believe. Okay, maybe not that one. I don't think I can recommend that camera to anybody. But yeah, you get the point. It's just different flavors, same idea. Or just find a camera body with interchangeable lenses and slap on like a prime small one. It could be a 28, could be a 40, and just discipline yourself. Don't switch lenses. Just bring one lens, one body. That's it. So here's my bottom line. The Fujifilm X100 series is not for everyone. It shouldn't be your first camera, and it's not even a safe camera that I can recommend. But hey, for the right person, this could be magical. It could just be the tool that's designed for you. And that's rare. But hey, if you're that person, then 100% you'll love and have a lot of fun with the Fujifilm X100 series. And if not, then don't sweat it. There's another better camera out there waiting for you, and hopefully it won't cost as much as your rent.